All right, we're gonna start with 2-point linear perspective. And the difference between 1 point and 2 point when you're drawing cubes is that in 1 point perspective, you would have the front of a cube showing, and then you would see the sides or the top and the bottom. In 2 point perspective, we're turning the cube, so we see first the corner, and then the sides and the top and the bottom, depending upon your view. So we have to make sure that we understand that we're not gonna draw a square first, we're gonna draw a vertical line first and connect it to 2 vanishing points. So we're going to start with our horizon line, and instead of 1 vanishing point on our page, we're going to add 2. We're going to add 1 over here on the very end, call it VP1, and another one over here on the other side and call it VP2. We can still have the bird and the worm. The bird can be flying in the sky up here. You can name him if you'd like, and the worm can still be on the bottom, so we have to make sure that we get the correct views of our characters looking up and down and around at our squares. So instead of drawing a square to start, we are going to start with a vertical line. So anywhere on your page, I'm going to start here in the bottom left-hand corner. You're going to draw a vertical line about 2 inches long. Then you're going to connect the top and bottom of this vertical line, because this is the corner, to each vanishing point. You're going to use a dotted, dashed, or otherwise light line and go directly to the vanishing points. So I'm going to go the top over here to VP1, and then to the other side, VP2. Again, you can use light lines. This one adds a lot more guidelines to your page, so you might want to use a really good erasable pencil if you don't like to see all those guidelines, or just keep them light dotted or dashed. So all the way over here to VP2. We have that vertical line connected. Now, the important things to remember after you start with a vertical line is that all lines are vertical or to a vanishing point. Let's not cheat here. If it's not vertical or not to a vanishing point for right now, you cannot draw it. So to keep this line vertical, I'm keeping my ruler parallel, and I'm going to draw another vertical line on this side to show the side of the cube. And then I'm going to go to the other side, and you can choose how long you want to make your cube. If you want it to be a cube or a rectangular prism, I'm keeping my line vertical. I'll stop about here. Vertical line, and then I'll connect the bottom so you can see the sides of the cube. So right now you're probably looking at your cube thinking, what is it missing? Hopefully you can identify that because you're a bird looking down on it, you can see the top of it, and we're missing the top. If we know that all lines are vertical or to a vanishing point, we should not cheat here and look at these 2 corners. This is what students will typically do right now. They'll think, I need to make the top, so I'm going to draw a line here. That is not a cube. This is like a wedge of cheese. This is no, we don't connect those 2. It's not vertical and it's not to a vanishing point, therefore it's not correct. Instead, we're going to take the left point here and connect it to VP2 with a dotted, dashed, or otherwise light line. And we'll take the point over here and connect it with a dotted, dashed, or otherwise light line that you can erase later if you want. And where those 2 lines crisscross is the back corner that we're looking for to complete this cube. All right, so this is a little bit easier than 1 point perspective because all you have to worry about are vertical lines or lines to a vanishing point. Same thing if I would make one up here in the top of the sky, a worm's eye view that we're going to be looking up at. You start with a vertical line and you connect it to each vanishing point. And then we would add our sides after it's connected. Make sure you're doing a good job of using your ruler and not trying to cheat because your ruler is going to give you the most efficient way to draw a straight line that's going to be quick, easy, and on target. Also make sure that you're not bending your rulers or using them as swords or catapults or whirligigs or drumsticks. Use them for what they're used for. I have my lines connected to the vanishing points. Now I'm going to draw a vertical line and another vertical line to create the sides of this cube. Again, if we are looking above the horizon line, we can see the bottom because it's like a worm looking up at the world. So we're going to have to construct the bottom here next. Again, all lines are vertical or to a vanishing point right now. All of them are vertical or to a vanishing point. So in order to make the bottom, we look at the bottom corners. and we connect them to opposite vanishing points, and where they crisscross is going to be the bottom back corner, in this case of our cube or rectangular prism. So there we go. This back corner where they crisscross is going to be the edge of the cube. And one more. What if we do one right on the horizon line, eye level, not a bird's eye view, not a worm's eye view, a person's eye view. Again, draw another vertical line. The top and bottom of it, again, connect to each vanishing point. This page is getting really full of guidelines. For an example, that's okay. When we do our finished project, we'll kind of use guidelines but not have to draw them all in, and certainly erase them if we do. So I connected the top and bottom of this line that's touching the horizon line to each vanishing point, and now just draw the vertical lines to show the sides of the box. Again, vertical lines, do not tip your ruler, make it crooked, make an angle. For this time, right now, we're making nice straight cubes with straight lines. So we're not gonna make any kind of angles or ramps or anything right now, just vertical or to a vanishing point. Remember that and be neat about it. I'm filling in the sides here. Because it's eye level, we do not need to see the top of it. We do not need to see the bottom of it. So this is it, it's just done. You could erase the horizon line inside and your guidelines inside, and you see the two sides of the box, a lot like this one, just the vertical line for the corner and the two sides of the box. So that is how you draw a 2-point perspective cubes. As a start before we do our next project.